Sorry about that. Okay. Welcome to today's session, everyone. As usual, we are expecting quite a bit more people in the meeting. So back and forth, we'll be admitting people in and out. Today we are going to try as much as possible to stick to the timing. Maximum within 45 to 60 minutes we should be done. So we will just jump straight into it. Once again, the sessions are recorded, which will be shared on the platform after the session for your review. Before we kickstart, myself with a quick introduction, I am Benjamin Ochebuache, also known as Nabi, a lead software engineer for the Edulink Ghana network system. And I'll be the host for today's session with the title Recording Tests and Mocks with Edulink. So first off, why record tests and mocks? And before we even go into how, what is that feature specifically? What does it do, and what benefits does it bring to schools? So when it comes to tests, mostly it depends on the school. Some schools have midterm tests, some call it midterm exams. Others also do monthly tests. It depends on the school. And it turns out a lot of these tests, once they are conducted, being able to assess the test is something that is not commonly done. What I mean by that is how to assess the student's performance for that particular test. The idea becomes more clear if we shift it to mocks. So JHS3 students, they do mocks, and they do a couple of mocks: mock 1, mock 2, mock 3, So how do you evaluate students' performance on the mocks? Mock 1, how were the students' performance? Mock 2, how are they performing? Are they improving? Are their performance reducing? That's brought about this feature on the Edulink Ghana network platform. So you can use this to evaluate how the test was performed, and it also helps for records keeping. So now let's jump into it, so it becomes all clear. Let me go ahead and stop sharing this one. Stop presenting. Okay, close that. All right. Today I'll be sharing multiple screens. So let's do this. Okay, let's share this one first, because this is how the test and mocks work. The test or the mock needs to be created on the administration side, and then teachers can record the assessment for students' performance on those tests or mocks. That's why I've opened two sessions, the admin side and the staff member side. So we are going to walk through how the entire process is done, and then afterwards we will evaluate how the students' performance is done, how we can print report on the assessment, and then the evaluation can take place. So how do you record test or mock? So first off, when you log into your portal as administrator, I believe Madam Salah and Samuela, both are on the admin side, so this is going to be really handy. And after the session, you can probably explain more to your other colleagues in the administration. So if I head to academics, you will then see test and mocks. So if you go to academics, you see test and mocks. So now this is the test and mocks. You have to create it, and once you've created it, then the recording for that test or mock will begin. Right. Sorry, someone is in. Okay. So you need to create the test, and then teachers can then go ahead and record for that test. So to create the test, again, you go to academics, text and mocks, and then you create it. So for this instance, we are going to create 2 tests. I want to create one for basic level, and then we'll create one for mocks. So let's say we are creating midterm exams. The students are about to do midterm exams. We want the teachers to record it on the system. So we are doing midterm exams for this particular term. Now, which classes will partake in this test? So let's say we are doing it for class 1 to JHS 3. So I select all the classes: class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5, class 6, JHS 1, JHS 2, JHS 2, and JHS 3. So test name or mock name, you select the term, you select the classes that will be taking part in that test. Now there is a checkbox down there saying enable this test. So you can create a test, but if you have not enabled it, teachers cannot record that test. So if I go ahead and enable this, first off, I will not enable it. Let's just create it without enabling it, and I'll show you how that affects the teacher's work. So if I create it without enabling it, I go ahead and create the test. Now it has created it. So it takes me to that particular test evaluation page, but there's no recordings that have happened. So if I go back to tests, that is the one I just created, midterm exams. The one I selected, 9 classes, is currently disabled. It's currently disabled. Now I'm switching to the staff side. I've opened a staff portal. Right, so this is a staff portal right now, and this teacher teaches JHS 3, JHS 2, JHS 3, I think one of them. So this teacher is going to try to record assessment. So they will always come to the administration. Can we go ahead and record the test? Yes, we've created it. Now they can go ahead and record it. So if they go to academics, they will see test and mocks there as well. They will click on it. Now this is the page they will use to record it. It's going to ask them, which test are you recording? Now if you have a look, you can see that test is not showing. The test we created is not showing. The reason is we have not enabled it. So for this particular term, there are 2 more tests that have been created, but the one we just created that we want the teachers to record, it's not showing because we've not enabled it. So this is why when you are creating the test, you need to enable it. That will allow the teachers to record it. So let's go back there, edit. So let me share the admin page again. So this is the midterm exams. I can go ahead and edit it. So if I click the yellow sign, edit, I can then take the enable test. So you just can record. I can update it. If I go back to the test, now you can see it's enabled. So let's go back to the teacher side. Now a quick refresh of that page. Now you can see that test is showing midterm exams, the one we just enabled. So if I click that, now it's going to show for these classes that the teacher teaches only, because we have assigned the classes to the teachers already on the system. So they won't be able to record for any other classes except the classes they teach, if those classes falls within the test. So this teacher teaches class 2, JHS 1 to the whole of JHS 1, ABC. So he's coming to record for, say, class 2. Now which subject? This teacher, she is a class teacher for class 2, that's why she's seeing all the subjects. If I select the JHS 1, say JHS 1A, Sorry, 1 second. I can see a message coming in that the screen is not visible. Sorry, can you see my screen? Anyone, can you confirm? Can you see the screen clear? A thumbs up or something would do?
No.
Okay, Madam Salah says she can see it.
I can't see your screen yet. Okay, well, I think it has come. It has appeared now. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
I thought it was my network.
Yeah, probably.
So
I think
if
so.
not seen it, that was the challenge. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Thank you. It might be network, so you just give yourself some time, and it's going to come back on. Right. So if you select the term, if you select the subject, it's going to show the subjects that the teacher teaches for those classes. So this teacher, she teaches for English, Math, Science, for those classes. So let's start with class 2. We are recording for class 2. So let's say we are recording class 2 English for their midterm exams. So I will load that. Now it shows me all the students here. All the students will show for class 2. Now, so what was the score for the students? So there's a sample students here. Abri Prince. What was the score? The teachers will just go ahead and click on the score and enter the score. So Prince had, let's say, out of 100, the test, he had 80. Click ahead and click the select. A champion John, we go ahead and do 75. So that's how they will do the recording. Now they start selecting all the students and they do the recording. They start selecting and do the recording. So that's how it works. If they also have the option like doing normal assessment. They can download Excel and fill the Excel sheet and upload it if they want to do it that way. They have that option. Or the easiest way is go ahead, the student name you enter. Or if they have their own list, they can search the student name instead of doing it following this specific criteria. If you have the student name, just search for it. Let's say we want to find Patrick. We do Patrick. And then we enter his score. Patrick had 65. Or as the next student we want to record, let's say Manu. It pulls out Manu for you, you enter the score. Yeah, so if they have their own sheet, that's fine. Right, if I clear it now, I have it here. Now the ones I've entered, they are all there. So the moment they save it, it will record that score for that particular student right away. Right, now you can see the grade is blank at the moment. Yeah, so automatically it should set the grade. There is a config for this. I think administrators, you're aware of this, how to set the grade and then the remarks for their classes. So let me just quickly go ahead and work on that right now. So I've switched back to the admin side. Let's go ahead and set that. That's not part of this session, but just so you see everything is working, I just want to quickly do that. So if I go to assessment and remarks, that's where we set the grading scheme. So I go to grading scheme. We are doing it for class 2 for this term, and class 2 doesn't have any grading scheme. So I can copy from last term. We are doing for this term, so let's copy from last term. We copy the scheme from last term. There's no scheme for last term. Is that a hand up? Sorry, is it a hand up?
Pardon me, you are sorting it out now. I'm following through. That was why I raised my hand.
Okay, all right, sure. Sorry.
Kind of sorting it
All
out.
right. Someone is also coming in. Let me admit the person. 1 second. Okay, it should be in now. All right. All right. So let's copy a scheme from. Okay, let's refresh it. Sorry. Let's copy a scheme for grade 2 for any term that has a scheme. Okay, they have a scheme for third term. So let's copy from third term to second term. We search, copy scheme from third term. Okay, that's a little glitch there. All right, but basically that's how you go ahead and you duplicate. So you can copy from one term into the following term, makes it easy for you, and you can go ahead and edit it. Now once that is done, when they enter it, the grading scheme and everything will show. So let's check for the ones that we've entered, and let's see how the page will show looking at the entries the teachers have done. So if I go to the test and mocks, under all tests, if I view the test, now it's showing me that there have been 4 students that have been assessed, and these are the students. This is where you start doing the analysis for that particular test. So it's going to show you all the students that have been recorded and who currently are the top 3 performance of that test. So this helps you see that, okay, if it's a midterm exams, for the whole midterm exam that has been done for that particular term, the student that performed very well, top 3, this is the first student. The student had 80%, and the class the student is in, the next student, and then you have further breakdown. So let's go back to the teacher's side and do some recording for other classes, so we better see what to better have a better feel of this. So I've switched back to the teacher's side. So assuming this teacher have finished recording class 2, now the teacher wants to go ahead and record for JHS 1A. She's recording for their, let's say, their science. Load it. There's no student in JHS 1. We've not enrolled them there. B. Do we have any student in B? Okay, let's do for JHS 1 all of them. Do we have any student enrolled there? Okay, there is 1 student in JHS 1 who have been enrolled into the current term. So let me set the score for the students just for testing purposes. Let's say the student had 80. If I click and save it, okay, there we go again. You should have a class prefix appended to it. Right, let's go there and enroll them right now. Quick. Students, termly enrollment, JHS 1. Where are you? All JHS 1 students. Okay, it's just 1 student that have been enrolled. Let's enroll all of them. Yes. Now they should be able to show. Interesting. Getting interesting issues on that. All right, there we go. They have been enrolled. If we go back to the teacher side, let's load the English again. For JHS 1, now we have a lot of students to work with. So let's first off refresh the page. We start again, we select the test, we select the class, JHS 1A. We are coming to record their English. There's not a lot of students in JHS 1A. Let's do JHS 1B. Not a lot. JHS 1C. Okay, looks like a lot of them are just in JHS 1 with no prefix. So let's do JHS 1 all. Alright, let's record for this student. What was the score? Let's see, 75. Be good? No, it's not being good. Okay, because these classes are not having prefixes. It's being a little bit funny on that. Okay, it recorded, so good. Let's do one more. 80. It got recorded. Okay, it still get recorded, by the way. We do back again. Okay, it's recorded. 68, just for testing purposes. Again, these are dummy data, that's why that warning sign keep popping up, but in real data it's not going to be showing. Right, so let's say we've recorded for JHS 1 3 students. We have done for class 2 some of them too. If we to check back, we did for class 2 some students there. Right, so if we go back to the admin, academics, test and mocks, we view that particular test. Now you can see the students number have increased because we have recorded for other classes as well. So now the scores are changing. Now if you look at the top 3 performers, earlier it was just class 2, but now the system checks for all those classes that the recordings have come in. So now things are changing. is saying that there is a class 2 student who is currently the first person in that particular test across the whole school, but there's the second position is in JHS 1 student, the third position is in JHS 1. So it cut across the entire classes for whoever is taking part in that particular test. Now if I scroll down, this is where we get the further breakdown. So all the classes that have been recorded, if I click on class 2, now I can see the entire table of class 2. So these are the class 2 recordings that have happened. If I go to JHS 1, it tells me the JHS 1 scores as well, and I can print it. So if I click print, it gives me the print table and the modal where you can print it, and if the school want to put it on the notice board, that is okay to do that. So that is how the test and mocks you are able to evaluate it. And one more thing, if you look under selecting a class, you see the rank. So the rank is like position. So for that particular class, which student performed, in 10 position, who was first, who was second, who was third, who was fourth, you get that for yourself. And if you just want to see for one particular student, that is the beauty of this feature. So when we were trying to print, it was trying to print for all the entire class. But if we just want for one student, so say Darlington, we want to see Darlington performance only. Now there you have it. It also gives you a print profile for Darlington only. So if you want to share the students' performance to guardians, you can export this as a PDF. And anyways, you can share it to the guardians portal. They can also have access to it. So they will see how their child is performing. This is how it will look like. So it picks the student only. It tells you the student's total score, his or her average score, and the subjects and how they are performing. So Darlington have done only English at the moment because we just recorded for him on English only. So the moment all the teachers are doing their recordings, everyone is doing it. It will start showing like a mini report card, something like that, which can be shared with the guardians. So yeah, this helps when you want to see how the student is performing individually, or if you like to print everything as a whole assessment sheet for evaluation. That is one thing you can also check on this. Further to that, on top here you have some information boxes here. It tells you the average score for that particular test, which is very beautiful. So say the midterm exams we did for this term, how did the students perform? It can tell you, okay, the average score for that overall exams was this. So you know that, okay, last term the test was quite good. The following term, when you go check the average score, you see, are we improving, are we reducing? So this really help. And as an administrator, you also have the page to record it. It's not just you do it and the staff will record it. Some schools, they prefer for the administration to do all these academic works instead of sharing it for teachers. If that is the case for your school, as administrator, when you view the test, you can go to record marks, which is the same as when you go there, you see this tab there. So this now shows you like the staff area where you select the test, you select the class you want to record for. So let's say we want to do from class 1, award our people. It loads all class 1 students for us. We can record the award our people, like 85. So you can do everything on the admin page yourself. Again, pardon for those who want in modals because it's a dummy data, that's why it keeps popping up. But on real data, it should be working all fine. Yeah, and the good thing is you still have the Excel download option. You can download the Excel sheet and you can fill it in and upload it. It will fill all the marks for you, right? So in a nutshell, that's how the test and mocks work. I want to pause at this point, take questions if any, to see which area needs more further understanding or any ideas on how this can be improved if you have thought of any. So I'm going to pause here for now and open the floor for questions. Are there any questions you have? It could be a question, it could be something you don't understand. Yeah. Right. Madam Salah, please go ahead.
Pardon me, I got a little distracted. But I wanted to know, maybe probably I didn't hear it. Maybe you mentioned it. You see, when you are given the allocation of the mark, the 30% and the 70%, Mr. Nana previously explained that was last term, but I've forgotten how he did it, how he showed me to do it. So if you could briefly go over it, like how to partition so that like the marking scheme, like this midterm is 30% or 40%, and the exam is 7, so that like it shows up in the reporting. I would appreciate that.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Right. Okay, let's answer Madam Saleh's question, and then probably we'll open again for any other questions that you have. It could be on this feature, it could be on anything you are facing on the system. Again, we add Q&A sessions to this, so anything, feel free. Anything you have on the system, go ahead and ask it. So answering Madam Saleh's question. Right. So Madam Salah, there is this feature on the system. I want to bring your attention to it. It really helps. So if you go to your home page, when you log in under your home where you have your dashboard, there is a section called Help and Support. If you click on that, we have done a couple of videos on each section on the system. So for instance, under dashboard, it will show you videos we have done on the dashboard. So the issue you are having is under academics. So if you go to academics, you can check which area does what you are trying to do applies to. So assessment and marks, if you click on that, if there are any videos, you see it here. So you can click on it as a quick refresher guide for yourself to see how you can go about it. Right, so that's something to keep an eye on. Yeah, I think this can speed up the process of questions you have, because sometimes waiting for the response to come in, you could yourself be able to grasp it. So yeah, just for our attention, there is a feature there. When you go to Help and Support, you'll find it here to help you on that. Right, now answering your question. So how do you do the test, the assessment, overall score and rating and all that? Again, it falls under academics. So always you ask, what are you trying to figure out? Is it relating to academics? Go to academics. It's assessment and remarks. You go there, and then you see configurations here. So you have a couple of configs here. Is it marking scheme? If so, you click on mark scheme. You select the class. So say class 1. It will pick that particular term by default, and you search it. If there are no marks, you can go ahead and copy from previous term. So you can copy last term's marks, and then you copy it here. Again, sorry for this pop-up because we are in a dummy data environment, but it will copy it and it will show like the previous term one where you can edit it. So for this one, I can edit it and say, okay, the exams is taking 100%, but it will be scaled down to say 50%. Classwork is going to be 60%, but it will scale down to 50%. So on the report will be 50-50. So that's how you can go ahead and edit it, but you find that under the mark scheme. And if you are doing the grading scheme, you go to grading scheme, you select the class. It's similar to the mark scheme. You select the term, you search it. If there is any data, you go ahead and modify it. If there's no data, you copy from previous term and then you edit it. So to edit it, you click edit scheme. So the scheme, the grading scheme is when the child score from this to this, the grade is this, the description is that. But for the mark scheme, that's where the conversion happens. So exam CSA, it will be converted to this. Classwork EC, it will convert it to this. That is the mark scheme. But the grading scheme is from 80 to 100 is grade this, and this is the description for that. From 75 to 79 is grade this, the description is that. From da 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 to da 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 is that. Da, 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 da. I hope I'm not being too much on this. Right. And if you think there is more to it.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's good you brought this up, actually. Sometimes you don't have to still stick to it. The system is flexible. Some terms you want to change the marks, feel free to do that. Maybe you want to test the student's performance more, you can do that. If you need more than these fields that have been provided, you can add a role. So you say from this score to this score, maybe you would like to reduce the score ranges, you can do that. You can add as many as you can, and the system will pick it when it's doing the assessment for the students for that particular term. Right, so that's it for those configurations. So you have that, and then you have your remarks bank as usual. Right, thank you for confirming that answers your question. Any other question? Today we tacked on test and mocks. If your question is there, feel free to ask. If your question is not there and about any other thing, feel free to ask. We still have a few more minutes. No question? Right, let me pass this on then. So we've also added this test and mocks feature to the Guardian's portal. Yeah, so for your information, there's a Guardian portal on the system. So once the test has been assessed and the school administration look through and everything is all right, you can release it to the students, the Guardian's portal. That's why you see the release status there. It's pending, means it has not been released yet, so the guardians cannot see the results for their kids. But if you click on the check sign just at the last side of it, if we click on that, it's going to ask you release this test marks now. If you click yes, sorry for that, but if we refresh it, that is going to set to released. So meaning the guardians will be able to see it when they log in. Onto their portals, and they can see how their awards are performing. Yeah, it is also going to show, just like we were able to see it here. When you click on a class, you click on a student, yeah, this detailed information for that particular student is what they will see. So they will see for their child, okay, this is the score for the midterm exams they did, which is very handy. And it will save the school communication to the guardians, if only the guardians portal is enabled and they are allowed to see the students' performance. Right, so that was easy and quick then. It looks like there are no questions, so we'll take that as it's clear, is it? Unless there's a question. Right, Madam Salah, go ahead please.
Please, so pardon me.
Go ahead.
When you were actually releasing the results, did you activate it through the action section?
Yes.
Is that where you click? Because I zoomed in, and I'm using my phone, so I zoomed in. I didn't say that. You actually said it at action section.
Correct. That's another action. So the last button on the action.
Okay.
Yeah. Where it has the green check sign.
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
I see it now.
And if it's already released, you'll see it will change to the red
Thank
symbol.
You.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes. So that is a very handy feature there. Feel free to use it to record tests, midterm exams, monthly tests, mocks. Especially we encourage it for mocks. Use it for mocks to assess the students' performance, if your school does that. If not, any other, you can go ahead and do that. All right, any other questions? Any more questions? Okay, that will be a yes. That will be a no then. Thank you very much. One last thing we would like to pass on to your awareness. Something great is coming up. Yes, something very great is coming up. For showing up for today, we just want to give you a hint of a couple of updates coming up on Edulink, just to whet your appetite. I wish not to whet your appetite, but I think, yeah, let's go ahead and whet your appetite. Right, so I'm sharing this page right now. It's a blank page. When you open your browser, Edulink is introducing websites for all schools on Edulink Ghana network, which comes with your system you use. So every school now has a dedicated website on the system, which will be going live shortly, but this is just to give you an idea of it. So every school now will have a website. So when you are logging into the system, some of the schools, we got replies that, why am I seeing this page? For instance, let's do roba.edulinkghana.net. When you go, you're going to see this red page. Is it? Oh, the website has been developed. Okay, you're going to see this red page. Let me share this tab then. So I just went to roba.edulinkghana.net and I saw this is like, the system is down. No, the system is not down, please. So your website has currently not been activated, which we are still working on. So once the website is complete, it will show just as I show for the demo one. But when you land on this page, just go ahead and click proceed to log in, and it will take you to your school's login page for the system. But ideally, each school will have a website on the system, and this is a sample website you're going to see. You can add your school images and all that. Any announcement you'd like guardians to know, you can put on the website. And yeah, the login now will work on the website. They can go ahead and log in from here. If school would like to put admissions for guardians to apply online, we are still working on that, but you could add your admission forms for it to be downloaded and filled and all that. Yes, so this is